So we're out here on Keystone Lake. It's December the 8th. Water temperatures 49, 50 degrees. Typically, this is a jerkbait time of year to throw a jerkbait. A lot of people throw an A-rig, myself included. I love to throw an A-rig this time of year. But there is one thing to think about. You know, there's days where the sun is high and it's bright, and we've had several days of sun that has actually warmed the water up a little bit. And these fish will tend to move to these bigger chunk rock banks. As you can see behind me, there's some big rock behind me, and on down the bank there's some even bigger rocks, big boulders. Those rocks hold heat. 1-2 degrees will make a huge difference. One of the other techniques I really like to do, and it's wintertime spinnerbait fishing. I love to throw a spinnerbait, but you don't just pick up any spinnerbait and just go down the bank and start throwing it and start catching fish in the wintertime. So I'm going to show you my go-to bait. This right here is a War Eagle. It's a 1/2 ounce. I'm throwing a double Colorado blade with a great big Colorado blade on the end. The reason I'm throwing this big Colorado blade and a double Colorado blade is because I want to be able to control the depth that I'm throwing this. I want to be able to control the speed, not just the depth, but also the speed. This time of year, these fish are very lethargic, so I've got to really slow it down. And I can keep it in the water column that I want. If they're in the upper part of the water column, you know, I can really speed it up just a little bit. But even though I'm speeding it up with my reel, I'm still keeping it moving really, really slow. So I'm keeping it in that fish's face a lot longer, just like I am with a jerkbait. You're throwing a jerkbait out there, you jerk, pause, jerk, pause, they come up and eat it, you know, because it sits there in their face. I'm doing the same thing, but with a spinnerbait. I'm gonna cast it up there, I'm gonna throw it around them big rocks when those fish get up shallow, where a jerkbait may not be nearly as effective. I can throw this spinnerbait. Sometimes the water clarity looks nice and green like I've got behind me. That's when I'm gonna throw this with the gold and silver Colorado blades. When I get some stain, some little bit dirtier water, this is my absolute favorite. I love to put a red kicker blade. Orange, red, either one works great. But this is my very favorite wintertime bait to throw when those fish aren't eating a jerkbait. Maybe they've moved out of that jerkbait, that 10, 12 foot range, and they've moved up shallow on the rocks on a nice warm day. I can come out here with this War Eagle spinnerbait, and I can cover a lot more water than I can cover with a jerkbait. So War Eagle spinnerbait, big rocks, big chunk rocks, wintertime, don't hesitate to throw it. Let the fish tell you where they're at in the water column, and get up there, make a lot of casts and catch a lot of fish, a lot of big fish in the wintertime.